minimum.
Cut 560.
Million with an M.
Million.
Okay, so this gentleman, black, white, Latino, doesn't matter.
Don't matter.
Asian, persuasion.
It don't matter.
The whole thing. Got it. And how much money would you like him to make a year?
Over 60 million. We gonna go to 5 million.
Wait, you say 60 million?
Yeah, we gonna go to 5 million.
I'm about to have a heart attack right now.
5 to 60. 5 to 60.
5 million.
5
minimum.
Cut 560.
Million with an M.
Million.
Okay. So
figure and single. Okay, because you have all kind of people approaching you. You don't know what they're approaching you for. And Lord have mercy, I did not know it was narcissists sitting on every corner around here. Narcissists are everywhere. And I have learned so much about the narcissistic man. At first, when people would say the word narcissist, I literally thought that they were saying like a person that's like more like cocky. That's how I thought of it. They probably talking about a cocky person. No. This is a mental health issue. This is bad. They're like a devil. So I bumped into a narcissist. And this particular narcissist is the kind of narcissist, first of all, this narcissist checks every single box. This is the kind of narcissist that wants everybody to believe that you're a bad person when you're not.
One of the most abused words that we see now in the culture is narcissist when it comes to men. The other abused word that's being used nowadays is misogynist. Those two words, narcissist and misogynist, are the two most abused words by today's modern women. Really, they're just abused. And what it really comes down to, let's take the word narcissist, for example. What it really is about is a man with self-esteem, a man with standards, a man who has high values, and a man who has self-esteem. You see, what's happened with social media is that with women, they have a global market in terms of attention and validation. They got simps in their DMs. They get likes. They get these validation all day long. They're addicted to that dopamine rush. So when they get out here in the real world and they meet a man who has put the work into himself, who has self-esteem, who values himself, and they run against that brick wall and they see the contrast between what's online and the simps in their DM and a real man in the real world, all of a sudden they go through this. It's like a shock to their system. And the first thing they're going to do is, one, they're not going to live up to his standards. So the idea is to shame him, to disrespect him, to demonize him, to make him this evil narcissistic creature. And therefore, we can just categorize him. And because you're not going to qualify for his standards anyhow. So he's really in terms of what you value. And many of those women, those same women, they end up in bed with those same men they call narcissists. They sleep with them all the time.
All right, so say what you just said again.
All you do is play 2K, play basketball, and like Snapchat other bitch. Stop fucking pointing the camera at me. Like, it's not a joke.
And how is me Snapchatting other girls a problem?
What do you mean? How is it a problem? How is it not a fucking problem? How is it not a problem?
Son, you actually have a boyfriend.
Oh
like, I'm the side piece.
Oh my God. I have a boyfriend. Stop. I have a boyfriend, but like, stop. Like, we're not talking about him right now. We're talking about you.
No, you're crazy. You must not know who I am.
Crazy. Stop fucking calling me crazy. Stop. Like, you're such a fucking narcissist.
I'm a narcissist.
Yes, you're full of yourself.
How am I?
You're full of yourself.
I'm full of myself, but you want me to only talk to you while you can talk to other guys.
Oh my God, because you're having me out here looking stupid. Like, I actually look dumb.
How do you look?
Like, I look dumb.
How do you look dumb when you have a boyfriend? Doesn't make sense.
Because you're DMing like multiple bitches.
Okay.
You're Snapchatting them, telling them this, that, and the third. Like, what the hell?
You have a boyfriend, so like, I'm not...
Oh my God! Stop bringing him up. You're over here trying to gaslight me.
I always talk about the 11 p.m. guy. That's the guy that the women sleep with, the narcissist guy. You see in the one video where the woman is talking about, and the young lady is talking about, how can you be sleeping with all these women and sleeping with me, but she has a boyfriend. So really the narcissist is her. It really is her. But again, and another word that they use quite a bit is misogynist. Misogynist really defined today, the definition that in the real world is man that tells the truth. So if you're not kissing women's butt, if you're not simping out here, if you're telling women the truth, you tell them the truth to their face, you are now a misogynist. You hate women. You have all these different types of hang-ups in you, and also the simps use that too. That guy that's got his balls clipped, that is under control of his woman, and he sees a man that has spine, a guy that's true to his masculine principles. He uses that too. Simps use that word. Modern women use that word. A lot of people, because a simp is just a weak man, period. And he thinks that his way to get into women's pants is to pander to them, to worship them, to worship the ground that they walk on. And many times, many of these guys, even if they're lucky to get in a woman's pants, they basically get purely transactional sex, or that starfish sex that they give these simps. And they really are looking for maybe a Louis Vuitton bag at the end of that experience, or an expensive dinner, or some type of, money or resources to really compensate for the fact that they just had sex with a guy that really doesn't do anything for them, and he panders and kisses their butt all day long. So simps use that word too, because they feel like that pat on the back from that woman gives them some level of, validation, and validates their manhood, the caping thing, that's why they come in here caping all the time. I could look at the video I just made on Nene Leakes. I'm surprised these guys didn't, stay strong, queen, all that other nonsense. Nene Leakes ain't gonna let none of those dudes get near her box. There's probably hundreds of simps in her DM of guys, named Rufus or something like that, talking about, baby, I'll come take you out on a date. And she'd be like, nah, buddy. Thank you. And she'd be like, they'd be like, my queen, my beautiful queen. I think you're so beautiful and sexy. Can I take you out on a date? And she'd look at their profile. It'd be some guy, with the pot belly drinking beer or some whatever, not even meeting her standards. And she'd be like, hell no, whatever. You can simp all you want. You ain't getting nowhere near that box. At the end of the day, really, it just comes down to men nowadays are really working on themselves. All this men's content, it has very little effect on many of the women out here. What it does have effect on is the men. You take guys like Kevin Samuels and all those guys digging into men. It really made a lot of men get their act together, level up, get their bodies together, get their mindset together, mentality together, become the best version of themselves, make purpose their number one goal in life. Self-development is key, because here's the thing. Men, really, it's hard to be narcissist as a man. And here's why. From the time you're little, growing up, you get your ass, you get held in check. You get held accountable. You can have, like, for instance, I've had remember times even, through basketball and football and basketball and whatever, you get called out. Even guys, they'll tell you what you're saying to them, it makes absolutely no sense. They'll tell you you're basically an idiot. Women don't get that. They co-sign on each other's, mediocrity and whatever else. Guys will tell you that you suck right to your face. You know what I mean? I've had good friends of mine. I carry on a 10-minute conversation with them. And at the end of the conversation, they'll look me in the eye and say, look, that's the dumbest, most ridiculous thing you ever come up with in your mind. The most ridiculous thing you ever thought of, buddy. And I'll be like, well, you could have told me that 2 minutes into the conversation if you thought the idea was absolutely ridiculous. You see how men really dig into each other? They'll tell you that you're delusional. They'll tell you that you're a fool. They'll tell you like you're ridiculous. Women don't do that to each other. If you look even on social media, they're validating each other all day long. And many of the manifestors, the chronic manifestors, oh my God, I'm going to be rich in 2 years. This is my husband in the future. I'm going to own this house and this car and this. I'm like, Jesus Christ. You live in your mama's basement and you ain't been doing nothing. And it could, you know, manifesting all day long does not produce outcome. And what happens now is the social media has become the matrix. It has become the world before their eyes that blinds them from the truth until they get out here in this real world that we live in and discover that life is not what they think it is. The outcome is not what you think you're going to get. The world has changed. Men are changing. The men that you value are changing because guys are not really accepting these well, their simps are, but they don't want the simps. They want that guy that they call a narcissist. And that's really the facts. So the most abused word out here. What do you guys think about this topic down below? Leave your comments. And guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the content. Share the content because that's what it is. Men's content is an uphill battle, especially when you don't spend your days pandering on things that women care about. I run a men's channel and that's what I do. So make sure you guys like, share the content. Narcissist. What a joke. Peace.